The room was old, ancient even. Heavy velvet curtains, the color of dried blood, blocked the Parisian moonlight. Around a polished mahogany table sat 5 figures. They were not kings or presidents in the traditional sense. They were something else entirely, power brokers, shadow puppeteers. Their faces remained obscured by the dim, atmospheric lighting, their voices low and measured. They spoke of a nation that had grown too powerful, too loud. America. A direct confrontation was impossible, they all agreed. The cost would be too high, the outcome too uncertain. A new kind of war was needed, a war fought not with soldiers and bombs but with something far more insidious, a war for the soul of the nation itself. Their plan was elegant in its wickedness. It was a strategy born from the darkest corners of human psychology. They would not attack from the outside, they would rot the foundation from within. The weapon of choice? Belief. They would create and fund a network of seemingly harmless spiritual groups, or cults. These groups, under the banner of enlightenment and community, would be their Trojan horses. Each cult would have a unique name and a charismatic leader, but their core doctrine, their silent creed, would be the same. It was a creed of subtle subversion, designed to erode trust in established institutions and sow seeds of quiet discord. The leaders gathered in Paris that night sealed their pact with a silent nod. The first funds were wired before dawn. The chosen instrument of their design was a philosophy they called the harmonic convergence. It preached inner peace through detachment from societal norms. It sounded benign, even enlightened. The doctrine was meticulously crafted to appeal to the lonely, the disenfranchised, the seekers of meaning in a world they felt had left them behind. It offered a family to the forgotten. It offered answers to those drowning in questions. The leaders knew that in the quiet, isolated corners of America, there were thousands of such souls, fertile ground for their carefully planted seeds of doubt. The cults would offer a sanctuary, a purpose, and in return, they would ask for only one thing: absolute loyalty to the creed. The leaders dispersed as silently as they had gathered, melting back into the shadows of global politics and finance. They left behind no records, no minutes, no evidence of their clandestine meeting. The only trace of their covenant was the quiet movement of vast sums of money through a labyrinth of shell corporations and offshore accounts. The funds flowed like an invisible river, destined for small, unassuming towns across the American heartland. There, the first apostles of the Silent Creed were already waiting, preparing to build their sanctuaries and welcome the lost into their fold. The war had begun, and America had no idea it was even under attack. The first chapter of the Community of Inner Light opened in Havenwood, Nebraska. Population